What is happening, everybody? I'm Larry Roberts.
And I'm Sara Losi, and this is Branded, your comprehensive guide to creative branding.
And on this episode of the podcast, we got a question for you.
What's the question?
Is it worth it?
Is it?
I think it's a question that we all have to ask from time to time, because I know me personally, I'm constantly, and a lot of it's advertising, honestly, but I'm constantly hearing about all of these things that are going to make me a better business owner. It's going to make my advertising more effective. It's going to make me more efficient in my workflows. It's going to change the way that I do each and everything that I do each and every day. But is it really worth it?
Yeah, we're going to look at some of the things that we have spent money on, and we're not really sure whether or not they're worth it. So we'll have a few that we think are, a few that we think aren't, and a few that we are in disagreement about. And this, take it as it's our opinion, take it as you will. But maybe we'll save you a couple bucks on things that we definitely don't think were worth it.
Well, and I think that this was driven home so much for me, especially because it's January, right?
Mm-hmm.
January, you have those, because I'm the kind of guy where you, with whatever it is, whatever platform that they're hitting you up for, you can either sign up for typically monthly fees, or you can pay for a year at a time. And with that year, you typically get a, 15% discount-ish, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Yeah.
But all of that comes to roost in January, and you start getting ping, 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 ping on your debit card. So much so that even just last night, my bank reached out and said, hey, this company tried to charge this amount to your debit card. Did you approve this charge? And it didn't look legit until I looked at it a little bit closer. But regrettably, I didn't look closer until after I said, no, that's not legit. So I locked up my debit card last night. Yeah, just because of all of this different type of software, these different applications, and these different organizations that you sign up for that sound like, man, they're just the next wheel.
Yeah. And I mean, and a lot of them, it's like your gym membership. You stop using it, but you just don't think about it again. And you're paying for it month after month. And then suddenly you're like, oh, I've spent $1,000 on this software that I haven't used in 8 months.
No. 1,000. No, I would have been fine with 1,000. I've had several thousand come out of my account this month, January 2024. And I go, yeah, I did buy that. Oh, I forgot I was subscribed to. I don't even use that anymore.
Right. We're going to have a conversation after this.
Yeah. It is so bad. And I'm like, oh my God, I got to get some invoices out to balance this out. But
and with that, if you want to work with us, workwithbranded.com. New website is up.
Work with Larry specifically, because you can charge him and he'll pay you. It's great. Yeah. No, but I mean, seriously, there's so many different things out there that either you hear about or you come across in an IG ad or a Facebook ad. You go, oh man, that looks really cool. And you kind of sign up for it. And there's so many different things that I've done over the years that I have signed up for, thinking it was going to transform the way that I do my business, only to realize that, I used it a couple of times and then forgot that I even had it.
Well, let's start with some specifics. And what is something that you did spend money on, you splurged a little bit, but 100% was worth it?
One of the things that I bought recently, and it was really, really cool. And yes, I did find it in a Facebook ad, but but it's called a Tourbox, and they don't sponsor our show. We've got no, nothing in this here, but it's almost like it's an editing type mouse. It's a device that plugs into your PC just like a mouse, and it has a variety of different buttons and wheels on it. And I'll tell you, man, that thing, I think it was about $250, and I bought it, and it just changed the way that I do all of my editing, and not just audio and video editing, but I use it for Photoshop. I use it in Wondershare, because I'm a big fan of Wondershare by Filmora. That's where I do my video editing. I use it in a number of different platforms and different applications, and I love that thing. It really did save me money, save me time, and streamlined everything. But that's one of the few that I have bought over the years where I went, oh, this was freaking cool.
Like, you were so excited when you bought it too.
Yeah,
And I
I was
was
taking
really
pictures and
hoping
sending
it,
you going,
yeah.
it's so cool. Yeah.
I was really hoping it was going
You
to be
weren't,
worth it.
no, let's be honest. You weren't hoping. You were rolling your eyes and
Oh
you're
no, I
like,
rolled my
Jesus.
eyes
You're
for
like, oh my
sure.
God, I
He
have
bought
got to.
another toy. I also
Yeah.
thought it was going to
Yeah.
be way more expensive than you said it was. Like, I thought you spent like $800 or something, but I was like, I really hope this is worth it because he's so excited about it and he's going to be so sad if he hates it.
No, but I
So
freaking love it. It's one of the best toys, and it's a toy kind of,
yeah.
but it's a toy that really added a lot of value to everything that I do from a
Mhm.
production standpoint. So that's one of the ones that definitely worked out really, really well.
Yeah. I recently got a new toy and I am a little late to this party because I just in January of 2024 bought my first iPad.
Hold on, hold on,
And
hold on.
thank you. Thank you so much. I usually pause for applause, not laughter.
Well, that was supposed to actually be the applause button. No, that's funny. Oh, there we go. There we go.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I'd like to thank
there.
the Academy.
Yeah, we got there. Sorry.
I was super hesitant about buying an iPad for so long. I don't even know why. I think I thought they were more expensive than they are because it's Apple, so it's most likely going to cost the mortgage. But I had bought a Kindle Scribe like a year ago because it's like a Kindle that you can write on.
I
And
remember
I
when you
was,
got that too.
yeah, and I
Is
was
that thing
super
cool?
excited
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
But I wanted something that I could take notes on digitally and not have to waste paper, not have to carry around a notebook, mostly because I would bring a notebook for notes to every conference or every meeting and never look at it again.
Yeah.
So I was like, how can I do this where I can just like send it to myself digitally or download it or something? And I didn't want to buy an iPad, so I bought the Kindle Scribe. And it does that. It does the thing I bought it for, but that's kind of all it does. It's just that, and then it like I could read books on it. And it was only like $100 or $200 less than I spent on the iPad. So I was like, this was kind of silly. And so now I just invested in an iPad and it can do everything I need to do. And I can work from my bed and not have to lug around my giant old clunky laptop that I hate having to bring places. And some of the apps that I use for work that don't work great on my phone work really well on the iPad. So I'm sorry to the Apple people who I'm just like, it's not worth it. Don't get an iPad. Maybe get an iPad.
Dude, for you especially, definitely get an iPad because
Yeah.
since you've got that iPad, I don't know that there's been a day, and we won't talk about how late in the morning it gets, but where I text you and you go, still in bed, answering emails from bed.
Okay, I'm
Like, okay,
still working.
I'm like, this is the best thing Sarah's ever bought.
Seriously. I and I'm not I've always like my dream for myself has always been to be one of those planner girlies, like actually use those pretty planners and make them
Mhm.
all pretty, use the stickers. Y'all, ADHD people cannot use planners. They are not meant for us. But I've
Look,
always
okay, I'm gonna
wanted
jump in there,
to.
and I'm gonna jump in there right now. And granted, I've never been diagnosed, but and there's definitely a generation gap here. But I don't know that I'm an ADHD
Yes, you
person.
are.
And probably, if I went to someone, they would probably say yes, I am.
Mhm.
But even not being an ADHD official person, I can't do it either, man. I've
Yeah.
tried. Look, I have it right here. Look. I have a leather bound planner right here,
I
and
have a collection of them.
oh, I do too. Yeah. Oh wow, look at
My
that.
leather bound
Wow.
one actually got
Look,
eaten by a puppy. Oh,
I have no idea why this was in there,
there was
but
a dollar in your
I
planner.
no, actually
You were
stop.
saving it for a rainy day.
Stop. I'm super rich. It's actually two. But
Oh,
I have no idea why there were $2 in there. But yeah, it's the same thing. I do the same thing. I have
yeah.
a planner and I can't consistently use it.
I would buy them every single year. And I would go in, I would be proactive and like go fill in things that I already knew were happening. I if I didn't do the planner, I did the big desk blotter calendar.
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
I've
never
tried
never
those too.
use them again.
Yeah.
So on my iPad, I have an app. I'm about to run up on my free 2-week trial. So I haven't paid for it yet. I'm going to see if I last 2 weeks using it and then pay for it.
Yeah.
But it's like $45 for the year. But it's like, does all of the things. It integrates with my calendar. I can draw, like, I can write on it, like with the Apple Pencil, and but talk about things that are not worth it. Don't spend $100-$200 on an Apple Pencil. They make knockoffs for $20 on Amazon. For the love of God, that is so not worth it. I've never used one to really know that for sure, but I'm pretty sure it's not worth it. But my iPad might let me live out my dream of
Yeah.
being a planner girly
From bed.
from anywhere. Anywhere. And I'm pretty sure I could download the same app on my phone and have the same planner on my phone. And I'm pretty sure I already know I could do it's desktop, so I could have it on my computer. And it even has like a little water tracker to make me drink water, which I haven't used yet, but
Oh,
you know,
bonus.
maybe someday.
Yeah. Yeah.
So iPad, worth it. Apple Pencil, not worth it. Planners, we'll see.
There's water in
In
Monster. I'll tell you
summation.
that. But no, I mean, that's hilarious. And some of the things beyond that, though, software is so easy to get caught up in. Whether it's planning software, because I know I subscribe to Trello. Trello is a very popular software platform. I signed up to that and I used it for a while. I used it for a couple of projects, actually, and it worked fairly well. But then I stopped using it and I forgot I even had it until January of 2024. And they pinged me for a few $100 and said, "Oh, we just renewed your subscription." So that's cool. So I think that's something that we have to be really, really aware of, is when we're going through these things, we have to make sure that while you're paying for, and again, I sign up for a year because I'm dedicated to whatever platform it is or whatever device it is or whatever it may be. But I forget, or I don't take into consideration the fact that they're going to ping me again
Yeah.
in another year or at the start of the year.
So
And
that
it can bite you in the backside. And
oh
if you
yeah.
don't have solid cash flow coming in for your business, it could cripple you. I mean, it
Yeah.
could really cripple you because, again, and I know, Sarah, you're going to be pissed off, but that's fine.
Let me hear it.
This month, literally, I've had thousands of dollars worth of pings and multiple platforms where I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't even remember that I signed up for that. And it can be devastating
Yeah.
if you're not prepared for it.
Yeah, so cancel most of those, but keep the Peacock because I used your account and I
Oh,
just
okay.
started SVU. There's 20 seasons, so I'm gonna need that for a while. But something that I discovered way too late in the game. So if anyone else is gonna have I was this today years old when I found this out. If
Yeah.
you go, so I try to anything that's like a recurring thing, I actually try to go through Apple, like through the App Store to
Okay.
get it. Because if you go into the App Store, go into your like manage your apps, and there's a whole page of your subscriptions, and you can see what you're subscribed to, so you could just cancel it right there. But the like life hack one is if you sign up for one that's like the free trial,
Right.
you can go in and like cancel it immediately and still use your free trial, so that you don't forget like, oh, I have to make sure I cancel this before the free trial ends and they
Yeah.
bill me. You can
Yeah.
do it immediately. So
Yeah.
that has saved me a whole lot of money.
And,
Because
and you know,
I'm not a planner girly, so I can't put the cancellation date in my planner and just know.
right. Right. And I've tried doing that on my calendar, even putting cancellation dates
Mm-hmm.
on my calendar. And for whatever reason, they end up getting overlooked or
Yep.
something ridiculous. But what are some of the other things that you've signed up for that haven't necessarily came to fruition?
Oh God. I was definitely paying because I also use Wondershare for some things, and I was paying
Okay.
like I paid for the lifetime or something to use the software, but then I didn't realize that they were going to charge me monthly for like the pro, and that's to get all of these fancy things. I'm like, I don't do fancy editing. I only use
Yep.
this to make reels that you've already done the fancy editing for the episode for. So
Right.
I went in and canceled that. And I canceled something. I was using the captions app for captioning the reels, but I
Okay.
discovered CapCut is actually less expensive and does a little bit more. So I invested in CapCut, did the 1 year thing so that it was like I saved a little bit of money, and then was
Okay.
able to cancel the $10 a month subscription to the captions app.
Yeah,
So
and I love Wondershare, I got lucky because I started using Wondershare way back in the day, and I got grandfathered into all the free upgrades. So I think for it's like $1.50, I got a lifetime
Mhm.
subscription to everything. So it was really, really cool. But that goes to show you that you can start nickel and diming yourself to death because I started using captions a little bit as well for
Mhm.
our reels because they have some really cool looking captions. But then you were talking about CapCut. CapCut, I started using that as well. But now CapCut's like, hey, if you want the really cool captions, you got to do this. Well, I already have a subscription to Wondershare and I already have a subscription to Captions. So now what am I going to do? I'm going to add a subscription to CapCut as well to get the same functionality with a little bit of a different twist.
Yeah, the
So
reason I chose CapCut over Captions was because they have the desktop app. So I have
yes.
the phone app and the desktop app, but Captions, you can use it on their website, but the
Okay.
functionality is very limited. I don't know
Okay.
if they've changed it since, but it was like it'll do the captions, but you can't edit anything.
Dude, that's
And
so funny
my name is
because
never spelt right, so I have to be able to edit the
of course, yeah,
captions.
because you don't have an H and low-C is
They don't
relatively
even
difficult.
try.
Yeah, yeah, it's different.
Yeah.
But it's so funny to hear you say that you love the desktop version because, being in your demographic and me being in my demographic, us old folks, we tend to like desktop applications more so than we like the mobile apps. But to hear you like captions because they have a desktop app makes me feel so much
So
younger.
CapCut, not captions.
Oh,
But
Jesus.
it's the same. It's because so I use software to do all my social media scheduling. Another thing that yes, I
Right,
think is worth it.
right.
I use Metricool and it's not expensive. I think I had to upgrade to add more brands because I manage client brands too. So I think I
Okay,
pay
but
like $18.
let me jump in there real quick
But
because you go, it's not expensive. And that's the mentality that we have so
oh, I
often
know.
when
Oh,
we
I
go, oh,
know.
it's not that expensive. Let me
They
sign up
add
for it.
up, but
Yes.
that is
Yeah.
one that I am happy that like that one I feel is worth it. Not maybe not Metricool itself for like everybody, but like having that scheduling tool personally, I think is worth it.
Yeah.
But because I use that, I schedule all of my posts from my computer, not my phone. So being able to just do the captions on my phone and not have to like download the reel that I edited on my computer, then send it to my phone, do the
Yep.
captions app, send it back.
Yep.
Like that was a
Yep.
pain.
I hate that.
And
I
so
hate it
that's
so
why I
much.
prefer having that desktop app. And I
Yep.
will say I have not yet tried it on my iPad, but I'm thinking it's probably going to be pretty cool on there too.
It's just great to hear that you're old at heart. I just love it.
Oh,
It makes
I'm
me feel
waiting for
so warm and
AARP to
fuzzy.
try to sponsor me. Like
You say
mentally
you
I am 90.
you say that till you get that envelope in the mail. You're like, shit.
Curses 28-year-old me. Now, there's
AARP
one
is definitely not
thing.
sponsoring this episode, but
Oh
go
god,
ahead.
no. There's one thing that we have a very different take on,
Oh,
and that is business cards.
oh,
So
yeah,
I
yeah.
think what I spend on 500 business cards is what you spend on like 20.
It's probably not that severe, but it's close. Yeah, it's close.
It's close.
Yeah.
And so why how much do you spend? Why? And is
Okay,
it
so
actually worth it?
for one, business cards today, and here's a fine example. I got this business card yesterday, and I'm actually speaking at this conference in a couple of weeks on the
It is
17th
what
of February.
wow.
Wow, yeah, it's a wow conference here in Dallas, Texas. Their card is it's not terrible, it's not bad, but it's very average.
Mhm.
Very average thickness, very average as far as flexibility goes. It's got a nice shiny finish on it. It's glossy. There's some, I don't know, a couple of QR codes on the back that I can't really make out. I don't even know if you could scan those because they seem so faint. But anyways, this is what I try to avoid myself, and I probably shouldn't say that since I'm speaking at their conference.
We
But
love you, just not your business cards.
just not your business cards. But what I like to go for, because especially today, there's a debate out there going, do we even use business cards today? Because if you look at my phone also, on my phone, there's a QR code. And a lot of times I don't even have a business card on me. I just go scan my
Mhm.
QR code, connect with me on LinkedIn, and we'll go from there. So in this environment that we're in, I think we're very much in the state where we have to make an impression. And my business cards are super, super thick. They're 3 layers thick. And if you turn them on their side and you look at the layers, there's a white layer, and then there's a dark colored layer, which matches the color of the card. There's another white layer. You can actually see the variation of the thickness on the cards. And when you take my card, you can feel that it almost feels like a little plank of wood. It's so rigid and so, I don't want to say aggressive, but you're holding something of value in your hand, and people take note. And I hear that every time when someone takes my card, they go, "Oh my gosh, this is a card right here. This is impressive." So I'm looking to make an impression, and my cards do that. And they do it because I spend just a little bit more money to make sure that I have cards that leave that impression.
I just bought new business cards. Okay, so how much do you actually spend on yours?
My cards are about $1 a piece. Yeah, they're about $1 a piece.
That's insane.
Yeah, but they're close to $1 a piece.
So
and I literally have, and for those of you, I don't know if we talked about this on a previous episode, but I just got LarryRoberts.com. So I just got my own personal domain, right? But at the same time, I just got a brand new box of business cards, and they have my old URL. Now, granted, that URL redirects to LarryRoberts.com, but they still have the old URL on them. And I'm sitting here going, man, now I've got this new domain, but I got a brand new box of business cards.
For the record, I won't allow him to buy new cards. I put my foot down and said no.
That's the only reason I don't have them.
Yep. Because that's just ridiculous. But so when I first did my business cards, first of all, I love my old cards. The same as you, like I got complimented on my cards every time I gave them to people. Did not spend nearly as much as you. Yep. But what I did was I paid extra for the soft touch paper. So it has this coating. And that is what made my card stand out. And like I loved it. It was super feminine, super like, so I loved my old cards. And the paying extra for the soft touch I thought was worth it because of how much it stood out and how people complimented it. But on the flip side, every time I would meet somebody, I'd give them my card. They would try to jot down a note on the card as like a way to remember me and remember why they wanted to reach back out to me. And the soft touch, you couldn't write on it. You needed like a marker, but a regular pen wouldn't work.
Wow.
So I paid extra to have this soft touch, but I potentially lost revenue for people who couldn't remember why they wanted to reach out to me. And like they could have been potential clients.
Yeah.
So when I redid my website a couple weeks ago, I redid my business cards and I took the same like visuals of my website. So it's very cohesive for my brand. When I first did them, I also did not put a QR code. I completely forgot. So they couldn't even just like save it on their phone or something instead of being able to write a note. So now I do have a QR code and I did not do the soft touch. But what I did was leave half of the back blank and even put a little note on it. Like it says, notes to remember me by. So there's a place on my business card for you to write down why you are taking my business card.
Right.
And I'm not going to lie. I'm a genius for that.
Yeah,
that is like smart. My most proud decision. Like I should patent that.
It's definitely a good one for real. And I think that's one of the things too, is, even on the back of my business cards, my QR code is there and the QR code goes to my calendar. So they can always just scan it with their car, with their phone and schedule a meeting for us. So
yeah, mine goes to like a link tree type thing. So you can choose what you want, which I don't love because it's too many options. But at the same time, I want them like, I'll probably tell them like, oh, scan it and then choose this or something. I feel like I'm good. I feel like it's going to be useful.
Oh, it's totally going to be useful. Yeah.
Yeah. So I like having it, but I also, part of me is like, I should just have it go to the calendar. I don't know. But I did cancel the outside service I was using for that was Linktree. And instead it's built into Metricool, which I'm already paying for. So saved on that subscription.
There you go. And that's what's so important. And I mean, honestly, that's the message of this episode of the podcast is just kind of be aware of what you're subscribing to. It can be very, very easy to get caught up in multiple subscriptions, and oftentimes for the exact same functionality, just with a different brand on it. So be aware that, these tools, they're very valuable. Business cards, I still think they're valuable.
Agree.
I think they still work very, very well. I find sometimes that I feel like I'm coming up a little short just by having the QR code on my phone and not having a card to go with it. So I will start carrying my cards again once I get new ones. Once Sara forgets that I changed my URL and I can order them.
For the record, for 500 of mine, I spent $40. So I was not far off.
Mine was
it was $40 for 40 of your cards.
For 500, it would come to like 488 or something like that. I think is what the total was. It was insane. So I was like, well, we got to figure out something to do with these other
$40, 500.
Well, I like people to go, oh, wow, that's wow. That's a cool card.
See, for mine, they're going to go, oh, wow, there's a notes section.
Yeah, are they?
We'll see. Everyone listening to this, that is at Podfest. Please make comments about my card. Anytime you see me, make comments.
Everybody make comments on Sara's cards. And in the meantime, leave comments for us. Leave comments telling us if you found some value in this episode. And if you did, do us a huge favor. Go ahead and smash that subscribe button on your favorite podcast platform, whether that's YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. We don't care. We just love the fact that you're here, and we appreciate every time that you listen to the Branded Podcast. And with that, I am Larry Roberts.
Did you really miss you're so good at the segues? You didn't say but we know this episode was worth it. I
thought I did pretty good. I guess I just dropped the ball.
I was just really you did fantastic, but I was just really expecting you to say and if this episode was worth it, but okay. It's fine. I'm Sara.
No. We can't end on the there. We can't do that. So if you did find some value on this episode, and hopefully we saved you a few dollars here and there. So I think there's some tremendous value for you and everyone listening in this episode. And with that, I'm Larry Roberts.
And I'm Sara Losi, and we'll talk to you next week. You didn't say it the second time either.
What am I supposed to say, dude? I don't even know what the you're looking for.
The whole show was is it worth it? And you didn't tie that if this was worth it.
Okay, here we go. All right. So hopefully throughout this conversation, you have asked yourself, is it worth it? And our goal for this episode was to make sure that you know that it is worth it to listen to Brandon each and every time. And with that, I am Larry Roberts.
And I'm Sara Losi, and we'll talk to you next week.